First of all, Rhett Smith. Welcome. Eiginio Rodriguez. I'm sorry, say it again. Eiginio Rodriguez, my apologies. Julie Oldham. G Griffing. And Patrick McCurdy.
Good morning, my name is Eiginio Rodriguez. I'm a resident of the city of San Antonio all my life. I live in the west side of San Antonio. I am an issue-oriented person. I have been told that I look for details and analyze things to a certain extent. Like Pastor was saying here, sometimes God does appoint you for certain things, but we don't see this, and it seems that indeed that path is open to us by the Lord himself. We take things for granted, but what I've gone through is I went through that PGA fiasco. I don't know if y'all recall that. And at that time I did so much studying, research, and things of that nature, and I thought to myself, what for? Nobody listened. It's until recently that I have been getting notifications that people do listen. And things have changed. I had predicted the mulch fire contamination that occurred back in 2002 and 2003. Not necessarily specifically a mulch fire, but any other contaminants. If a structure does burn, where does the runoff from firefighting activities go? So these are some of the things. It took me months to write a report, but I went through it. People say, well, how much money did you get off of it? On the contrary, I spent my own money. But I felt it was important enough. There are other issues here in the city of San Antonio people are not aware of. For example, my west side area has been, the city of San Antonio, in the area where I live on June the 8th, allowed for the creation of something called the West Side Development Corporation. This corporation looks like a wonderful thing. It looks like a wonderful economic development initiated. But then, when I dig deeper, and I see that there's a possibility of gentrification, I pause. The people in my area are of low income, so they have no idea what gentrification is. We see that, yes, jobs and businesses will come in, but how will it affect them and their families? I'm sorry. So these are just, I'm issue-oriented, and I'm here to learn, and my ears are open to any suggestions you have.
I'm Julie Iris Oldham, and I was given the name Mama Bear in 1995 by the heir to the Pearl Brewery when he was waiting to go to prison. But it was a bear, not an elephant. He said, don't mess with her cubs, she'll swat you one. And we'll let her run the Kaler Foundation from Kaler Park, but watch her, don't let her give the zoo animals Prozac. At that time in 1990, I started investigating probate. I have 17 years of investigating probate. I have a PI, private investigation license. 7 years ago, they let me join the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyers, and Racehorse Haynes endorsed me. I have Professor Dershowitz, private line at Harvard. I'm tough, but I'm fair. I know this city charter like the Bible. And if you don't have it, get it. And the ethics and the UDC code. Because I will run things the right way. I have two little things I need to tell you. I ran for mayor when Garza did. I was number 11th. I came in 4th. I said, the South shall rise again. And I'm raw blue, true blue. I cannot be bought. I went to St. Gerard's school and we were raw blues. So 2 weeks later, he called me in and said, Mama Bear, can I work your platform? I ran the city under Mayor Garza. The second time he said, please don't run against me. That's why you have the Homeless Commission, the Senior County Senior Elder Committee, and the Ethic Committee. And I called this mayor to help him, but he did not return my call and he didn't have me go see him. And I did the same thing with the city manager. They don't care. I have a little thing I want to tell you. 3 peas in a pod, a hard hamburger, a Scully, and a Bernard. 3 blind mice, and that's the thing. So, I could entertain you all day, but we're going to sweep the dirt out of City Hall.
My name is Rhett Smith, and I am very proud to be here, and I'm proud that the gathering of pastors chose to have this forum. You may or may not know that many other organizations in this city that we might have expected to step up to the plate and host a forum for the mayors have declined to do that, and so yours will be one of the few in San Antonio. If you've received my business card, I passed some out to as many as I could, and it says on the front, "What would Jesus do?" It also says, "Let us continue America's 230-year human rights revolution against the fascism of the old world and also against Zionism." Was Jesus a Zionist? Was Thomas Jefferson a Zionist? Who betrayed Jesus and who betrays Thomas Jefferson? Unfortunately, we do have Zionists here in America. They proclaim themselves to be Zionists, and I believe that undermines the Constitution and Bill of Rights. That's one reason I'm a candidate. You probably noticed on the card that I'll also be announcing my candidacy for United States Senate. So it's very important that you and I today hold up San Antonio as an example to the entire world that we believe in the founding principles of the American Revolution. Patrick McCurdy may tell you that the original founding authors of the American Revolution were very learned men, and some were theologians. And 13 years after the Declaration of Independence, they finally agreed that the Constitution would pass if it included the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law establishing religion, respecting the establishment of religion.
Griffing, G Griffing. I'm a journalist. I have the San Antonio Lightning newspaper. Before I get started, Patrick and I were just talking, and we were marveling at the fact that we have not said the Pledge of Allegiance. I've actually been in the hospital for a week. I got a really bad bout of anemia, and it really laid me out for a while. I do credit God with helping me come through that. I actually had to have 6 pints of blood put in. It wasn't a problem, I had a coupon. But I am a one-trick pony, and I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to stop this ridiculous bond issue. The mayor, if he was here, would tell you that it's a $5.5 billion bond. That is not correct. C.A. Stubbs, I'm sure some of you have heard of him. He is my advisor. He's also one of the lead columnists at the Lightning. And he's computed that it would be $1.7 billion. Now what that translates into is $50 million a year for at least 20 years, and it could go 40 years. Now what that's going to mean eventually is 25% of property taxes will be going toward putting this bond issue to rest. And that's assuming that they use it for the things that they say they're going to use it for. It's snake oil, folks, and that's my main reason of being in this race, and that's basically where I stand. Thank you.
Thank you for giving us your audience. My name is Patrick McCurdy, and I'm grateful to say that I am a candidate for mayor. I'm the owner of a restaurant and a bakery called Joseph's Storehouse Restaurant and Bakery. I've owned that now for the past 16 years. I'm also a pastor out of that restaurant on Sunday mornings. We're closed on Sundays. So I have the privilege of pastoring a non-denominational church called Bethlehem Church on Sunday morning. But I have told people before that I really have felt God called me to run for mayor. I believe that we live in desperate times. And desperate times, in the midst of desperate times, God raises up desperate people. And today I tell you that I am desperate in my heart. I'm desperate for choice. Desperate for a change in direction, a choice for change. I look at our government and I look at what's occurring in our nation today, and I'm just desperate that God would draw us back to himself. I will be, if elected your mayor, I will be a man that will lead by God's grace in the fear of the Lord. The Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning. The first rung on the ladder is wisdom. The fear of the Lord has to occur before you can even put your foot up. So I want you to know that I will have a group of people around me that love the Lord, that we believe in prayer. We will believe in prayer to guide and direct our city. That'll be number one. I'm desperate for transparency. Desperate for that. I want you to know that as your mayor, I'll be transparent. I'll be open and I'll be honest. I'll have no hidden agendas. I'll make sure that when we vote on Thursdays at the city council meetings, that you'll know exactly what you're voting on. I'll be transparent and I'll be as honest as I can possibly be. I'm desperate, as RG said, about the property tax. Part of the agenda that God has given me is property tax. I feel like that it's time that we said enough is enough. And it grieves me, it's unconscionable to me to think that what we're doing today with people that cannot afford their homes, they have to get out of their homes simply because the appraisal of the property tax has gone up so high. And for somebody to say in our city government that we're not raising taxes is just not really honest and it's not fair. I believe that we can do this together. And I know I'm out of time, but thank you very much.